Tumani Kamari, and R.J. Blakeney. Okay. Coach Grant will be here momentarily, so let's go ahead and start with questions for the student athletes. Raise your hand, please. We'll get a mic to you. In the back right here.
John Titel from hoopshd.com. For either of you, can you just talk about Duran's progression from day one to now and how crucial he was today in a close game to score so many points for you guys as a freshman?
I mean, he's a kid that worked hard, really hard every day in the gym, so the work gonna show no matter what. Stay to the course, trust the process, and we just got to play together. And we know we need to find him a little more, and I think that's what we did today. And I mean, it was a field day for him, and he had a great day.
I think we had a hand up in the front row. Either one, we'll take each. Go ahead.
For Kamara, congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
In the second half, you caught an and one, and you went 1-for-1 on the line to tie the game, 57 up. How do you plan to really cultivate these offensive tactics moving forward in the tournament?
I mean, we just taking whatever's open. We just playing our game, trust the system, trust the coach, trust the scouting that everybody's doing for this game. So it's just the flow of the game. We're just trying to play basketball and make plays.
Thank you.
Can I hand it to the gentleman next to you? Go ahead, sir.
RJ, David Dwelski, Dayton Daily News. Such a hard-fought game. How did you guys pull it out in the end? I mean, they were making some tough shots, and looks like you just had enough at the end.
Yeah, definitely. We just found a way to win, man. Just sticking with each other and just playing hard. Just found a way. Surviving events, man. That's all.
Go ahead, sir, in the front row.
Frederick Hanna, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. For either of you, last time out you beat UMass pretty handily. What did you notice tonight that they did differently to make it so close?
I mean, I think they played really well. I mean, we've been scouting them. We played them earlier in the season, so I think it was one of the best games they played, and credit to them. They made some tough shots. They were good defensively. The coverage was good. The game played the last 2 minutes, so I mean, credit to them. They played good, and yeah.
Got a question in the back there. Go ahead, sir.
Tumani, late in the first half, I think it was Garcia on their team got a technical foul, and after that, you guys went on an 8-0 run. Did that kind of fire something up with you guys?
Yeah, I think basketball is a game of runs, so being able to find the right time and be able to find those runs and be able to stay locked in collectively and make those plays, I think is really crucial. And I think that was one of the moments that opened the 1-1 for us for sure.
Do we have a question in the front row again? No, you don't. Right here, sir. Go ahead.
Last time out, too, Noah Fernandez, he didn't really have one of his best games tonight, 26 points. What makes him so difficult to defend and guard tonight for you guys?
Who you talking about?
Noah Fernandez.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player, man. Like, credit to him. He's a really tough player, man. We did a good job the first game, but the second game he really, got going early. So credit to him, man. He's a great player.
I think they have a lot going on too in their team. So I think last game he didn't play really good against us, and I think he took that personal, and I think he played really well today. Really hard to guard, but yeah, credit to him.
Question right there next to you in the red shirt. Thank you.
Guys, what did you learn from winning that tournament in November that can help you next 2 days going out here?
I mean, it's something we've been into. Early in the season, we were able to play three games in 3 days, and it's the same scenario here. So we just gotta stick with it, and we've been through this before, so we got a little bit of experience on that end, and we just gotta trust the process, stick to our identity, and play with each other.
Other questions for the players? Yes, on the back ramp again.
This one for both of you guys, but what does it say about Duran and just his grit as a player when some people go out early with foul trouble and Duran steps up on the scoring end and just, even with the late game layup that gave you guys the lead, just to keep pounding the rock on the inside?
I mean, it was one of the emphasis we were trying to do, keep going inside. And, I mean, he was open, he was making plays, and Duran's, he's so unselfish, so that's something we're not concerned about, while giving him the ball. We know we're going to have a good look no matter what. So I think we just stick to ourselves, stay confident, and I think we did a good job at that.
Is there another question for the players? Otherwise, I'm going to release them. You can go back to the locker room, gentlemen. Thank you very much. And Anthony, we will take a statement from you, but let me give you your card so they know who you are on YouTube. Go ahead, sir.
Well, man, I thought that was a heck of a game. My hat's off to the UMass players, the staff. I thought Matt McCall's ability to get his team to rally, after the circumstances that he and his family have experienced, is about as good as I've ever seen. That's really a testament to him, who he is as a man, his character. UMass played a heck of a game today. I told our guys that it was going to take our ability to show some resiliency and a level of toughness to be able to match and surpass their energy. And, down the stretch, it was going to come down to our ability to get stops and make plays. Thankfully, we were able to make enough plays on both sides of the ball tonight to be able to come out with the win.
Questions for the coach? Right here in the front row.
Frederick Hanna, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. Last time out, Noah Fernandez really didn't have one of his best games when you guys played him in the regular season. Tonight, he had 26 points. What makes him so difficult to defend? He's
a really good player, and every game has a life of its own, and that's the thing we all have to understand. Like the game we played 2 weeks ago had no bearing on today. It's a different game. Right? It's not you don't continue the game that we played 2 weeks ago. It's a different game. Tonight, it's a completely different rhythm. He got his team going. He's been on a nice stretch here the last 3 or 4 games where he's played at a high level, and he continued that tonight. He's a really good basketball player. We tried to make it difficult for him. He made some tough shots, found ways to make plays for his team. He's a good player.
Go ahead, sir.
Aaron Robinson, All Facts Media. Yesterday, after their win, McCall said that you and him have had a relationship for a long time, and that you actually offered him his first job back when you took the job at VCU.
Yeah.
You talked a little about your relationship throughout the years. I mean, just can you just share what your relationship has developed into over the years, and what you shared with him after?
Well, I've known Matt, since he entered college. Just a great person. He was part of our program down at Florida. A big part of, and I've seen him grow through the years, from coming in as a manager to support staff, to becoming an integral part of what Coach Donovan was able to do at Florida for 19 years, and then stepping out on his own, and getting an opportunity as an assistant coach, and then coming back to Florida and then becoming a head coach. So, I've known him and his family for a long time. So I'll keep my responses to him personal, at the end of the game. But certainly, I'm just proud of who he's grown into. And, sometimes you can't really tell a true character until a guy goes through adversity. And I think Matt showed the world, what type of guy he is. Not just a coach, he's a heck of a coach, but probably even better person. He's a guy, that should be in this business, should be coaching, and hopefully he'll get another opportunity.
In the back on the ramp, sir, go ahead.
Coach Andre Johnson, Dayton 24/7 Now News. Deron had a career high tonight, and just to have a performance like that in a game like this, what does that say about him as a player?
Well, we feel like Deuce is a heck of a player regardless of the points. The opportunities were there tonight, with the way we felt like we had an advantage, and Deuce was able to take advantage of the situation as it presented itself, and the guys did a really good job of putting him in position to do that. So I think the thing for us is we have a team that has a lot of guys, and it's probably, we say this just about every other game, that a different guy is capable for us every single night to lead us in scoring, and tonight Deuce was able to do that at a high level.
Yeah, we need to get the mic to the gentleman in the back. He's had his hand up for a while. Thank you.
John Titel, hoopshd.com. Following up on Deron, I wanted to ask about minutes. I think he averaged about 30 a game this year. Past 4 games, he's averaged about 37. So as a coach, how do you balance wanting to get such a talented player on the court, but making sure that he doesn't burn out as a freshman because he's playing so many minutes?
Yeah, he's not going to burn out as a freshman. He's good. He's good.
Go ahead in the front row, and then let's get a mic over here, please.
There was a turnover with about a minute left in the game by Noah Fernandez that then led to a foul, and Trent Buttrick fouled out. Did you feel like that was a turnover and a turning point in this game?
I mean, there were a lot of plays at the end. There were a lot of big plays. That was a huge play. I don't remember the score, but that was a huge play. Molly, I think, was able to go to the line and convert 2 free throws. We may have been down 3 at the time. Tumani's offensive rebound was a huge play. There were several down the stretch that helped us be able to get the win.
Got a question here, and then the last one right here. Go ahead, sir.
Kobe had a couple really big baskets toward the end. A lot of different guys stepped up, but he didn't have the biggest night as he has in recent weeks. But how big was that?
Huge, and for Kobe, I think he's shown how dangerous he can be as a shooter. But there's a lot more to his game, and I think he showed some of that tonight. He's got the ability to put the ball on the floor, to attack the rim. He draws so much attention because of his shooting, and it helps other people just in terms of space on the floor. Like Duran was able to have some space to operate tonight because guys weren't leaving Brea on the perimeter. I thought he was able to make some huge plays tonight for us. And listen, there's from Deuce to Mani to Malachi. I thought RJ had some huge defensive plays for us that were big. So it's always going to be about our team, guys. For me, it's always going to be about the team effort, and that's what wins, especially in March.
Final
Coach,
question. Go ahead.
Sorry. Brian at By George. Curious, what's the rest of your night look like, and how do you prepare for tomorrow? Have you already been scouting potential matchups?
Well, we'll watch this game and see, who comes out of it. We recently played against Richmond, so there'll be a level of familiarity if it's Richmond. For VCU, it was a while ago. But we have our staff does a good job of making sure that our guys will be as prepared as possible no matter who we play.
Coach Grant, thank you very much for your
Okay, guys.
time. We'll let you go back to your locker room, and we will be joined here momentarily by UMass. Ron Garcia and Noah Fernandez. Again, we'll take an opening statement from the coach, and then I ask you to direct your questions to the players first.
What a game. What unbelievable fight by our guys. A lot of adversity in the game, obviously. TJ going out like he did, that, with the way he was rebounding and the way that he was playing, that was a blow. And then Trent's fifth foul, hurt us too. But definitely had our chances there, and that's a tribute to these guys and the way that they played, the way that they prepared, their focus, their effort, their unselfishness. That was a fun game, and give Dayton credit for making one more play, but we definitely had our chances.
For the players, yes, sir, in the front row.
Noah, last time out, you guys didn't really have one of your best games against Dayton. This time around, it was a pretty close game. What did you make of the team's fight tonight?
We were just believing, Like I said yesterday, we really didn't come here to waste any of our time. We were going to leave it all on the court and go and try and win this championship. So, that was our approach, and, I think we did that. But, the result always doesn't fall in your hands when you do that. But, I'm proud of these guys and the coaches for not giving up at all.
Go ahead, sir.
Javon, you had 4 offensive rebounds. Was there a different energy just in your mind tonight coming into this game?
Nah, not at all. We just had the same mentality every game. Play hard, give it your all, and just never let any play go to waste. Always give it your all.
Questions for the players? Go ahead. You can take the mic back.
Question for either of you, but did you feel like when Trent fouled out of the game that was kind of a turning point in swinging into momentum with Dayton?
Yeah, I think he's been a beast on the boards. Like he said yesterday, it was his last tournament, last time, being able to play. That was guaranteed for him. And you could just see that he was leaving it all out on the floor. And, it kind of stinks just to see that taken away from someone, in their last game.
No, what was your reaction after seeing TJ get hurt, but then come back into the game knowing, just seeing him walk off the floor with the knee injury?
I was just, honestly, at first, I was just praying he was okay. Before, he's my teammate. He's my brother. So that was the first thing. And, when I seen him come back into the game, I thought he was all right, but he was moving a little funny, and I think he was just doing it out of his heart for the team, just trying to give it his all because it could be our last game. So honestly, for him to do that, he definitely gained a lot of respect from me, a lot more respect, because a lot of people wouldn't make that decision. So I appreciated that for sure.
Other questions? Yeah, let me get this gentleman over here first too, please, and then we'll come back to you.
Noah and Javon, you guys still have a few years left of eligibility here at UMass. Have you guys given any thought to your future with a coaching change imminent, and what's your mindset right now after the loss?
I haven't thought much about it.
Okay, come on, man. These guys just finished playing. They played their hearts out there. Let them digest the season. Let them take this and learn from it, and then they can think about their futures. They got spring break next week, man. You want to talk about the game? Ask them about the game. You know what I mean? But they're about what they're choosing to do next year with a coaching change. That's not fair to these guys. That's not fair to them.
Right. Just a couple more questions for the players. Yes, right here.
How you guys struggled to handle their Dayton's press in the previous matchup against them. What was different tonight?
I think we definitely prepared a lot more for it this game, and we were definitely ready for it. Obviously, playing in their arena in that environment, it's a little different when they're pressuring like that. So today at a neutral site, that was definitely a little different. And I think the way we adjusted to it put them in positions where they couldn't really turn us over that many times. So just the approach was a lot different tonight for sure.
Last question for the players.
Question for both of you, really, but you both have played under Coach McCall for the last 2 years. What have you made just learned under him, and I guess just your time reflecting playing for him?
I think just stepping back, in times of adversity and just looking at yourself and not blaming other people. for sure. That's number one.
What I learned from him is he always tells us just to believe. Like every day, every game, just believe in your game and it'll take you far.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll let you guys go back to the locker room. And now we'll take questions for Coach McCall. Thank you, gentlemen. Questions for the coach? Yes, over here on the side. Go ahead, sir.
Coach, I've watched Dayton all year. I thought the game plan you guys had coming in was probably the best game plan I've seen against Dayton. What did you focus on? What did you tell the guys? I thought the perimeter defense at the top of the key was exactly how you attacked Dayton. What'd you go with?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, we wanted to be aggressive with Malachi. He's too good of a player, Talk about a guy that's just grown up all season and gotten better and really improved in his playmaking ability. You can't just come off pick and rolls and allow him to see people and see gaps. So much like we did with Bishop yesterday, we wanted to be really, really aggressive with Malachi and make sure that he couldn't just come off pick and rolls and pick us apart. That was the first thing. And then, just Kamara got in a little bit of foul trouble there, but we didn't want him just posting up our guys. We were going to try to double him. I thought we did a pretty decent job, especially in the second half. But we just really talked about being aggressive and not being back on our heels and allowing them to just pick us apart. They run a lot of stuff. They're great at executing. They move the floor. They're unselfish. And he's a big, big piece of that, And, we just wanted to make sure we were aggressive with him.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Tom Archdeek in Dayton. Matt, right when the game ended, you and Anthony kind of embraced out there, and that's not just rival coaches, that's friends, right? And just kind of talk about that moment for just a second.
Yeah, he's been there, like I said yesterday, for me my entire career. I'm not where I didn't get to the level that I did without learning from Anthony. And, even with what transpired 10 days ago, he's one of the first people that called, him and Coach Donovan. In fact, Coach has already called me back in the locker room, and it's a family. And when your family member goes through something, you're there for them. And Anthony he's everything that's right with college basketball. There's a lot of wrong, and there's been a lot of wrong over the past few years that have really come to fruition, right? That's not Anthony Grant. Anthony Grant is everything that's right about college basketball. And I owe him a lot. And like I've said before, I try to keep things in perspective. And I'm a former student manager that became an Atlantic 10 head coach. And Anthony had a lot to do with that and the lessons that I learned from him. And I'm forever grateful for him.
Last two questions. You right here and then this gentleman here. Go ahead, sir.
Noah Fernandez said 3 straight games of 25-plus points. How important was he for you tonight, especially against a team like Dayton?
I mean, you guys kept asking me what was wrong with him, right? You guys kept asking, what's wrong with Noah? What's wrong with Noah? What's wrong with Noah? Noah's not shooting the ball well. He's struggling offensively. What's wrong with Noah? What's wrong with Noah? Noah got hurt. And he's done the last 4 or 5 games, whatever it is, what he's capable of doing night in and night out, especially when he has his legs underneath him. He's been outstanding. He's one of the best guards in the Atlantic 10.
Last question. Go ahead, sir.
First is thank you, for everything that you've done for the media and everybody, here during your time. But just when you look back and reflect over your time at UMass, what do you remember most, and what do you want to kind of say, to the fan base and stuff going forward?
The hardest part about this is it's the relationships, right? That's what makes this emotional. That's what makes it difficult. That's what makes it hard. There's great people. We've got Colby Hall, the best academic coordinator in the country, who's fully invested in our program, our coaching staff, Jay Burnham with the radio, Dave Biancamano, Ariel Pasante. I'm grateful for the opportunity that Ryan Bamford gave me. I don't walk away from UMass bitter. I don't walk away from UMass angry, upset. I want them to be successful going forward. And I even think the last 10 days, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned, you know, I've gotten better. I've grown and I've improved even over the last 10 days as a coach. I'm excited about what's next for me. I really am. I think moving's hard, especially when you got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old at the house. My man Maverick, who's 8 months, he's not gonna. He'll pack up and move anywhere and be fine. The players, you know, it's hard to not coach Noah Fernandes again. The relationship that I have with him, but I'm a fan now, and I'm gonna be rooting for him all along the way. And I want UMass to succeed as I'm gonna succeed going forward. And this experience has been, it's been good for me. I've grown up a lot. I've learned a lot, and I've even learned more going through this last 10 days about myself. So right now I'm going to go home. I'm going to hug my wife. I'm going to hug my kids. I'm tired. But I'm excited for what's next. And I'm indebted to the University of Massachusetts for the opportunity that they provided a former student manager that worked his way up to an Atlantic 10 coach. And this isn't it for me. I'll be back.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.